Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
We're back live again. I'm excited. We missed Friday due to finals. How did those go?
Yep, that's on me.
How'd those go?
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah. It's nice being
not
done.
the worst, but not the best. I'm done, so I feel accomplished.
Yeah. Being officially done was really like that. That was probably the best part of the finals. It's like once you're done, you're just like, all right, I never have to worry about this class again.
Yeah. And the problem that I had is that with online school, there was a lot of stuff where it was due at the end of the semester, or it was like I just had a bunch of pre-recorded lectures that I had to watch.
Yeah.
And I wasn't great about creating the schedule for myself throughout the semester. So that meant during finals week, not only did I have to study, but I had to catch up on everything that I had missed.
Yeah.
So I literally just spent probably 4 days in my room working.
Wow.
And that was rough.
That must have sucked.
And then immediately I was like, oh, I just want this to be done. And then immediately as soon as I was finished, I was like, now I don't want to leave school though, because I'm done and I got nothing to do.
That's how I was. I was like, I have nothing to do now. I'm just sitting in my room. Like, I'm not just sitting in my room, but I'm like, I could if I wanted to, and now I'm leaving. So
yeah,
now,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm home, moved out last night. It's good to be back, but it's bittersweet for sure.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. It becomes sweeter. I was super bitter when I got home. But seeing all my friends at home, and now more people are coming home. So right. It gets better. I'm sure you're bitter right now, but it gets better.
Yeah. Looking at the empty dorm room was not fun.
Oh, the empty dorm room was awful.
Made me sad. Yeah.
I closed the door one last time. And I was like, never going in there again.
I know. Yeah. And I was like, my mom was like, are you happy to leave? And I'm like, well, not really. And she's like, well, you happy to leave the room? And I was like, yeah, I am happy to leave that room because I never want to be in there again because it's terrible. But leaving the campus, obviously, is not fun.
Yeah. So I got an issue with myself.
Okay.
And it's spending money on stupid trading cards.
Still?
Every time I see one, I'm like, oh my God, I see one. So I buy it. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm buying Pokemon cards as well. And the worst thing that could have ever happened is I opened up my first Pokemon pack and I pulled a cool looking Charizard. I was like, it's over. I'm buying all of these. Because that's the one that people look for. So I'm just like, all right, now I'm buying every one that I find. And I have been pretty lucky, I think. I haven't actually looked at the price range yet, but I think I'm getting some good hits.
So what's the end goal? Do you want to collect them, or do you want to
I want to get them
yourself in the marketplace?
I want to flip them.
Okay.
That's the goal, is to flip them.
Where do you sell them? Like on eBay? Or is there are there websites?
I haven't even gotten to that point yet. I think it's eBay.
You probably should have done that research before you started buying packs.
Yeah, but I saw the packs and I just had to start spending. I couldn't help myself.
Did you see the packs, or were you looking for the packs? Because you've been talking about cards for a while now.
I walked down the aisle.
Yeah, okay.
See what happens. It's not like they were just sitting there. I knew where to look.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. It's fun. I just like opening the packs, honestly. I get a thrill out of opening the packs and going, ooh, shiny cards.
Oh, well, yeah, that's obviously the case. Part. That's why they're addicting.
Yes, they are.
And there's also the chance every time you open a pack where you're going to get a Charizard or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. And especially with Pokemon specifically, I don't know half of them. I know the old ones, but I don't know any of the new ones. So when I look at it and if there's something shiny or a cool looking face or something, I'm just like, it has to be good. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
It has to be good. It has to be one of the new good ones. So, but anyways, that's my issue. My main issue right now.
Well, I have a ton of old baseball cards just sitting up in my closet that I've accumulated from my uncle and my dad. So if you want to take those on and check the marketplace,
I'm not into it. I don't know. I mean, baseball, is, as we pointed out, is not my skill set. So, I'm not sure, but Maybe I'll have a look, have a gander.
I mean, at some point, I'm going to have to go through those cards and decide, like, what I want to do with them. Because they just take up space, and I don't, like, there's no use for them.
Yeah, I know.
And it's all these guys from, like, the 70s and the 80s that I have never heard of. A couple guys I've heard of, but it's mostly just, like, random players.
Yeah, I kind of probably don't want to look through that.
But not only do you not know, like, the well-known players...
I don't know I don't know.
You're going to be searching through guys that I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have another issue too, Chris, and that's with the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm. They made it.
We are finally in playoffs time. It's finally, and you know what's weird? It feels like it was just the playoffs.
Yeah, it does.
Because I mean, technically it was a super short season, and it was no break. So. But that doesn't mean that my disappointment for the Celtics is going away anytime soon.
I love how this is like that was your worst nightmare scenario, and it's my like favorite scenario that we're playing each other in the play-in.
And it's good. We're gonna lose.
I'm confident.
The Celtics are going to lose tonight against the Wizards, and I'm just gonna be sitting there and. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to look like an idiot because the Celtics are stupid. I feel like we talked about this last time. I just have nowhere to go. But I am excited for the Wizards. I wish they weren't playing my team, but I'm excited for them to be in the playoffs. And I don't know. They're frisky. They could win a game or two in the playoffs.
So the problem that they have right now is that Beal has a hamstring injury. Mm-hmm. He's going to play. He's not on the injury report, but like it's going to slow him down.
Yeah.
And Westbrook just has to be gassed from all that he's done over the past month or two.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to function. Like
it doesn't matter.
If they do win tonight, they're going to get the
winning
Nets.
Tonight. It won't matter. Like
this is my finals right here because I know that nothing's going to happen. So like this is the game. Just get in. And especially against the Celtics would make it sweeter. So
yeah, I mean, they like all those points that you're making is what the Celtics should be like saying to themselves, like, we should win this game. By paper, we're a better team.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't matter. If you don't think that this is going to be a 2-point game at the end, you're an idiot. This is going to be the closest game of all time.
I need that.
It's going to be really close, and it's going to be either the Wizards sink the last shot or the Wizards miss the last shot. I feel like that's how it's going to go.
Possible. I haven't felt like the energy of a close playoff basketball game in a long time. It's been a while
since we've been, and
that was
we went to the Raptors game.
I think our sophomore year of high school.
So
like I need that.
So like
in my life,
when the Wizards win, it will be nice that I'll be like, okay, well now let's look for tickets.
Okay.
Like immediately,
right.
The second the game's over. I'm just going to text you and be like, all right, let's look for tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's look at so the play-in game, if they win, they play are they automatically the 7th seed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, winner of this game gets the 7th seed.
Oh, I love that. I want them to win now because my nightmare scenario is getting swept by the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Because after every single game, the whole Boston team's going to be making out with Kyrie Irving at the end of the game. Oh, my boy, my brother. Like, oh, come here, give me a hug. And then, like, that's what they did all season. Besides the one time Kyrie Irving didn't play well, and then he just walked off the court without saying goodbye to anybody.
Right.
So one time the Celtics won, they just walked off the court. And he didn't say anything. Like, if I have to sit through that for 4 games, I'm just not going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I will legitimately not watch.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's a lose-lose because the other scenario is the Sixers, and if you lose to the Sixers, they finally have the satisfaction of beating you because they never it feels like they've never beaten you.
They never do beat you. Yeah, and I don't know. I'd no matter what, of course, it's going to be, well, there's no Jaylen Brown, so of course they aren't going to make it well. But I don't know. I'd rather lose to the Sixers just because of the time we have had with the Sixers, just beating them over and over again. So But with the Nets, it's like then there's going to be ESPN like, well, who actually won the Brooklyn trade all those years ago, and it's just going to be. I won't be able to handle it. I will not be able to handle it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the Wizards are playing with house money. Like, there's no one expects them to win in the playoffs. A lot of people are picking them tonight, but like other than that, they're not going to be even close to favorites. They have nothing to lose.
Well, and they started
just excited.
They started like 3-16 or something like that.
It was I forget what the exact record was, but they were like 12th in the East. They were basically dead, and then all of a sudden, Russell Westbrook just put the team on his back.
He is, and so I guess what I actually like. Of course, I want the Celtics to win or whatever, but I mean, if they lose tonight, at least they won't have to face Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, we have a lot of chatter in the chat, talking about the Grizzlies going all the way, and I just don't see that happening. Come on now, Bradley.
I mean, yeah, it's
there's but the Grizzlies. I mean, I'd like to play in for those types of teams. Like the Grizzlies are a fun team. They're a fun team.
Like the play-in is not. At the end of the day, it doesn't really change all that much because these teams aren't going to win anything anyway. But it gives them young teams a chance, I guess, to feel that competitive playoff atmosphere and to play in elimination games, which is going to help them going down the road. So I don't know if I like the tournament or not, but it does have perks.
Yeah, and I think it does eliminate tanking to some degree. Like those 9 and 10 seeds, they still. And what's funny is the Golden State game the other night, where it's like, oh, this matters for seeding for the play-in game. It would have mattered in a real sense, like in a non-play-in game year. But it just, I don't know, the play-in game just adds more things that they can throw in our faces, which I'm not mad about.
So this past weekend, there was a scenario where the Wizards, Hornets, and Pacers could all get the 8 seed. Yeah. And I was just thinking like, man, they picked the wrong year to do the play-in because that would have been an electric NBA Sunday where like it was in the first place just because, it still mattered where the seeding was. But either way, the teams are still playing basically in the playoffs. I know people don't want to call it the playoffs, but it is.
Yeah.
If they were all playing for that 1-8 seed and the Wizards and Hornets were playing each other too, like that was the dream scenario for the NBA.
And that's how I was thinking. It's like with the shortened season, I feel like the play-in was less of a necessity. But I feel like when it's eventually 82 games again and it's longer season and then the play-in, I feel like those races are going to be really close and really fun to watch out for. And I also like how like the Lakers, they got injured and lost a couple games and now they got to play in a play-in game. There's some sort of punishment not punishment for being injured, but if you lose games, it matters.
Right, yeah. It's also kind of like throwing coins to the peasants where like if you're a Wizards fan, you're like, we know that we have no chance at winning in the playoffs, so now we do have a game where it actually means something.
Oh, and you could say you won it.
Right, yeah. We won the play-in game. Hang a banner.
Yeah, I would not hang a banner, but yeah. And I don't know. There's some good matchups this year after the play-in games, which I mean, I'm excited for. Of course, I'm excited for the playoffs. But the Clippers, did you see what they were doing? The last 2 games.
Well, they were trying to lose, weren't they?
Yeah, they were trying to lose so they wouldn't have to face the Lakers. How soft do you have to be?
That's so embarrassing.
That is so embarrassing.
I mean, they got to play the Mavs again.
I know, and I mean, they're a good matchup for the Mavs, so that sucks. And what also sucks is Chris Paul is going to lose in the first round of Lakers. It's going to happen.
I hope not, but
there's no way it doesn't happen. The Phoenix Suns are the worst matchup for the Lakers, and I mean they're gonna face if they win tonight, if the Lakers win tonight. I mean, there's a chance Curry knocks them off. One game of Curry.
I think there's more than a chance. I think they have a decent shot at beating them.
Yeah,
I'd say it's
and
50-50 tonight.
the
Or
only
tomorrow night.
problem is that no one's stopping Anthony Davis on the Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not.
So that sucks. And that's what's problem with the Phoenix Suns too. No one's stopping Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I'm
mean,
gonna feel bad for Chris Paul.
Like they're the best team in the NBA when they're healthy, and that's what they are.
Yeah, they're the
So,
champions that just
no
got
one
better.
stops them.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a team where it's like this is a good matchup for the Lakers. There is no good matchup.
Yeah, there is no good matchup. And they're like, I don't know, there's some I wish the series in the West kind of played out a little different. Like if it was Portland Clippers or Clippers Denver, I feel like that'd be better than Dallas. Because I feel like we saw Dallas and we saw Denver, and we didn't see Denver and Portland last year, but we saw Dallas and Clippers last year, and they, it's probably going to be the same results.
Yeah, probably. And like Portland's a team that every year is just like they're in there, and some people are like, oh, maybe like Portland is gonna, win a couple series, and they win one, like maybe.
Yeah, Portland. I mean, they faced off. Oh, they faced off at Denver 2 years ago. That's what it was, and I totally forget who won that series because it didn't matter. They got the next round. They got swept by the Warriors, but they made the Western Conference Finals. I totally forget.
Oh yeah, they did win that one. They did go to the Western Conference Finals. I think it was Portland.
Yeah, and then it just didn't matter because they faced the Warriors.
Was that the Blazers in 6 year, or was that another year? Because I think they played them a couple times in the playoffs. When Dame before the series said it might have been like the 73-9 year, and the Blazers were playing the Warriors, and Dame said Blazers in 6 before the series started, and like they lost in 5.
They did you see they had to win one game to this guy bet all of his money
his
on
house.
Yes, he bet his house on the Blazers winning 42 games, and they had to win. Could you imagine that guy last night?
And the thing is, like when he first tweeted Dame, I think they were on pace to break it easily. Yeah. And Dame was like, "Oh yeah, I got you, dude." And then immediately they went on a losing streak.
Yeah, because CJ McCollum got injured, and they just immediately went on a losing streak. There's like that guy. I could not imagine how much pressure was on him 2 nights ago. But luckily, the Nuggets were also they had nothing to play for, so they didn't really care.
Yeah.
And then the East is pretty interesting too. I mean, the Hawks versus Knicks will be fun.
There are
teams that
a
haven't
lot
made
of good matchups.
Yeah,
in the East.
And Milwaukee Miami's a great matchup too.
Rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals.
I hope. No, it's the second round. No, it's the second round.
I thought it was the finals.
No, because the Boston made it.
Oh, that's
Miami.
right, Boston. That's right.
Yeah, I hope Milwaukee wins it. I feel bad for Giannis.
Oh, well, you didn't like the Heat last year, so that's...
No. I don't mind the Heat.
You hated them last year.
Well, last year I did because they were facing them.
The same team.
Yeah, but they're not facing the Celtics right now, so I don't really care.
Okay.
I was just saying I like Giannis, and I feel bad. I feel like every time he gets in the playoffs and loses, they're always like, which is granted.
Right, yeah, I was about to say, like, it's fair.
But I just hope he wins some. I hope he wins. He beats Miami. And I feel like it would be cool to see him go against the Brooklyn Nets instead of Miami against the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, no, I would rather see that. I also think the Bucks are like slightly better than they were last year, even though their record doesn't show it.
Yeah, because I think Drew Holiday is actually something they really need. And they got rid of Bledsoe, so I feel like it has to be. This is one of their years. They have to at least win against the Heat.
Yeah, no, their window is closing quickly too if Giannis does not come back.
Well, he did resign.
Yeah, but you still
that means nothing in the NBA. Right. Resigning a 5-year contract means nothing in the NBA.
They better start winning in the playoffs.
Yeah, they should.
And he can just demand out.
He'll demand out, or they'll just have to blow up the team somehow. And I don't think they need to do that because they do have a good team. It's just like in the playoffs, they've just been bad, which happens.
Yeah, right. And the thing, like, it sucks for Giannis because he has these amazing regular season games, and then in the playoffs, it's not like he chokes, but the team
around him just falls apart.
And it's not even that. I feel like just his play style doesn't convert all that well to the playoffs for whatever reason. Teams just find better ways to match up with him. And like, I don't know, even when the team around him plays well, they're not like a real contender yet. At least we haven't seen.
Yeah, that makes sense. And on the other side of the bracket, they have the Knicks and the Hawks, which two up-and-coming teams. Like, no one thought either of those teams would be in those two spots at the beginning of the year. So that'll be interesting no matter who wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see the Knicks win.
I would like to see the Knicks win too. Just because, like, Derrick Rose and the whole Knicks fan base have been just screwed over constantly. So I feel like they deserve at least one playoff series.
Yeah, just give them a series win.
Yeah,
that's all they'll get, too. They're not going to win in the second round.
Yeah, the 76ers look good, which is also scary. I don't know if I would, like, I don't know who I'd rather pick to come out of the East. I guess my dream would be Milwaukee coming out of the East because I have no beef with Milwaukee, but I don't want the Sixers or the Nets to come out.
The thing that sucks for the Nets is that they didn't get that 1 seed and they didn't get home court because, like, at the end of the day, it does matter.
It will, and it will matter, especially now. And it's going to matter more this year than any other year because they haven't been playing with fans. And now it's going to be, by the time it's the Eastern Conference Finals, it will definitely be full capacity for any stadium or arena. So now, with the fans there, it's just going to be, I feel like it's going to be really hard for those away teams to play.
And the Sixers are really good at home. They're not, like, they're a mediocre team on the road. They are
they're always
almost
really
unbeatable at home.
Yeah, they're always
for whatever reason. Like, more than other teams. I don't know why.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how those play out. And it stinks that the Charlotte Hornets, like, I guess they'll probably win against the Pacers. And hell, maybe they knock out the Celtics. But I would love to see them, the Wizards and the Celtics in, but it's just not possible.
Nope, that is not possible. Having the Pacers having LeVert out, that's
that sucks. I saw that this morning, and I just thought, like, really, out of all the things, we're just gonna let that happen.
And they're such a boring team too. And now that he's out, they're just even more boring. And it's like them against LaMelo, who's like exciting, and the Hornets, who are exciting.
Yeah, that's lame. And I like LeVert too. It's just, I mean, how do you get health and protocols right before a play-in game?
I don't know.
It's the most important game of the season. It just sucks that any team had to deal with this.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it COVID related?
That's what all the health and protocol things have been. So it could be.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's not, again, with the playing games, it's not like they were going to make that much noise, I wouldn't assume, in the playoffs, but still.
You know what's funny? Do the Utah Jazz like even exist?
It's like no one says anything.
No one actually
the 1
cares.
seed in the West.
No one cares at all about the Utah Jazz.
Talk about a team that's fun to watch. Those guys, like,
they know how to
the whole game.
And the best part about the Utah Jazz is that any one of their players could just go off. It's like even like the bench guys, like all of a sudden Jordan Clarkson will be like, he has 40, and he's like,
and they score so like in such bunches. Like they'll be down 15, and then you blink and they're up by 5.
And no one cares about them.
A quarter.
No one cares about them whatsoever.
Nope. That's why I think I'll be rooting for them in the West.
I'd root for the Jazz,
even though they're the 1 seed. Like they don't feel like 1 seed.
No, not at all. I'm rooting for the Warriors though. They're not gonna make a lot of noise. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Jeez.
Bless you.
Thank you. But I'm rooting for the Warriors just because Curry. It's just gonna be fun to see Curry do his thing. And it's a shame the wise man won't be out there. It really like
that is a shame.
That sucked. That the wise man was gone pretty much the whole season.
But yeah, no, having Curry in the playoffs just makes everything more fun. Like just watching him play.
They'll win at least a game, I think, no matter who they face, if they make the playoffs. But the chance of them winning a game with that G League team and then Steph Curry is just really funny.
Yeah. The other thing, I feel like everyone just forgets about Draymond now too. Like he was like a big part of the team that went 73-9, and now it's just like, oh, it's all Steph Curry now, and he's still on the team, but no one cares.
Yep. And everyone was also like, oh, like they have Clay, Durant, Draymond, and Curry, and now they're just like, oh, it's just like,
yeah, it's just Curry.
Draymond. Like technically, yeah, you're right. The Draymond is still there, but no one cares.
Yeah. The West is like, it's so weird this year because every year the West is good, but this year the top of the West is so much different than it's been, like that we would expect it to be. With the Lakers and the Clippers are the 7 seed and the 4 seed, and you got Phoenix. Phoenix and Utah are probably neither of them are going to make it to the finals. The top 2 seeds.
I know, it's so weird, and like that's how we're presuming it because of past playoff history and then past like I don't know, just stuff that happens. And you're right, they like neither of these teams could make the Western Conference Finals, or both of them could. Like I could see both of them happening. I could see anything happening. Actually, no, I don't see. If the Lakers play the Phoenix Suns, they're losing. The Lakers are going to beat them.
I want to see like Utah versus Phoenix in the finals, even though it's the 1 and 2 seed.
Yeah,
like that's or not the finals, the Western Conference Finals. Just because like I'm tired of the same teams
and the same people too.
Like having like Donovan Mitchell versus Devin Booker in the Western Conference Finals would be awesome.
If it's Utah like Philly, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Even though they're
just to change it up a little bit.
Even though they're 2 1 seeds, I still think it would be like way more fun to watch than another Lakers. Like Lakers Brooklyn, of course, will be fun and we'll all enjoy it. But just the chance to get these other teams a ring, or not even the other teams, but these other players.
Yeah, no, I'm on the same page there.
Yeah. Also, if Harden gets a ring, like that would suck. Harden doesn't deserve, especially after
he didn't really earn it.
No, he barely played on the Nets, and then he completely pooped his pants on the Rockets.
Yeah.
What a turd. But I am excited for after these playing games. So Friday's show it'll be nice to talk about all these playing games and the official matchups in the because there could be some surprises in the playing games, which would be fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. Friday's show will be an interesting show as well.
Yeah, did the playoffs start yet?
I don't think so. I think the first game is the 22nd. Okay. So it'll be that Saturday. So we'll have the full bracket set up.
Sweet. All right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and speaking of playoffs and brackets, and technically our teams are facing again in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. But you're more of a Whalers
care.
fan, right?
I'm a Whalers fan. I'm a Hartford fan. And I also have never watched a hockey game in my life. So take it away, Chris.
This is just let Chris talk part of the show.
Let him talk for a little bit.
So the Caps have this issue at goalie where they don't have one.
They don't have a goalie.
I mean, they do, but it's this guy he's like 40 years old. He looks like a pedophile. They got
from the Bruins? Because they get a super old guy from the Bruins?
No, that's a defenseman. That's Chara.
Got it.
But anyway, the guy that is supposed to be their goalie, Samsonov, he got in like an ATV accident over the summer, and then when he came back, he got on the COVID list, and now he's on the COVID list again. So he can't play. The guy that they had playing, Vanacek, he's a rookie. He's been pretty good, actually. He gets hurt in game 1. So now they have this other guy that has to come in, Craig Anderson, who's literally 39 years old. He's about to be 40. He's like, he had cancer a few years ago. Like he was out of the league, and now he's back and he's playing in the playoffs. It's ridiculous. And they win. They
won a game though, right? Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they win a game?
Anyway, and they should have won last night too. They were up 3-2 with like
right?
2 minutes left, and then they gave up a goal. But this poor guy, he's playing well. I don't understand. It makes no sense because he played the whole game and overtime, and they gave up like 50 shots, and he only let in 4 goals. But it just sucks that like they have this team, and like Ovechkin, it's the last year of his contract, and
you think he's gonna retire?
I don't think he wants to retire, but he might want to go. There's been rumors that he wants to go back to Russia or maybe go down to Florida. But
those are two very different places.
No, yeah. But I'm worried that he's going to leave. after this. So it's like there's part of me that's like might be the last run.
Yeah.
And they've got like another center on the COVID list. Another guy got hurt last night, and then the goalie situation. So it's NHL playoffs, so you never know what's going to happen, and it's only 1-1 in the series. But I don't feel good at all.
Yeah, I mean, let's go Capitals. I don't really care about the Bruins. So that sucks. But is their guy going to come back? Is one of the goalies going to be able to come back before the series is over?
The one guy, the Samsonov, gets off the COVID list, and I think the coach is just like pissed at him, so I don't think he's going to play. And the other guy is day to day, and I just don't know what that means because hockey injuries, they're so unspecific. There's 2 injuries in hockey. There's upper body and there's lower body.
Yeah,
and that's it. And then they're day to day. So I don't know if he's upper or lower body, but I know he's day to day, and that just means nothing. You just have
day to day is
idea.
always the worst, especially in football when it's a week. Like there's a week in between games, and you're like, well, he's day to day. He's like, what is that? Like the game is Sunday. By day to day, will he be day to day by Sunday or?
Yeah, right. I mean, you'd think that like there's some injuries that obviously are day to day, but you'd think that would be like a bruise or something where it's like, all right, we'll just see how it feels tomorrow. But when it's like a serious injury, you're like, all right, maybe he's not day to day, and that's what this feels like. I think he like pulled something, and it's a goalie. Like you kind of need to be flexible. So I don't know. It feels like weird. They're screwed.
Yeah, it feels like they're screwing themselves by not playing the other guy that was on the COVID list.
Well, he also hasn't played much this year because he's had issues. But he's their most talented guy. He's just like a screw up.
When's is it? I don't know is it every 2 days? Is it every day?
Every other day. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they played last night, right?
So they play again Wednesday.
Well, hopefully day to day it'll be over.
You would think.
But who knows?
God knows what'll happen.
That's weird. All right. Well, let's move on for something I found very interesting that we found on Twitter. We're gonna be talking about Shrek.
20-year anniversary.
20-year anniversary of Shrek. And
we think people would be excited about, right?
Yeah. All right. Actually, I'm gonna try out this sharing the screen. All right. Cool. I am sharing the screen, and does it show the article up?
It does.
This is it. All right. So we're gonna be looking over this Guardian article about this guy just goes all in on Shrek.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, this guy literally has. I'm glad we're on the same page because this guy sucks.
Right from the beginning, this is someone's job to write like scathing articles about Shrek 20 years after it's been made. And so that's the first thing that jumps out to me is how ridiculous is that? Yeah,
that's pretty stupid. And who if you're like he's talking about how Shrek isn't funny and like it's all just like toilet humor, and it's like, yeah, but that's what like Shrek is. Like you're not gonna go in like expecting something that's not Shrek.
He expects it to be this like perfectly written comedy movie where like the actors are always like on the same page and they're playing off of each other.
He compares it to like the Lego Movie and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which are 2 completely different movies. Like this is Shrek. Like those movies, yeah, they're comedies and kids movies just like Shrek, but this is like supposed to be what Shrek is.
No, he just doesn't appreciate it for what it what
he
Shrek
doesn't
is.
appreciate it for
and
what
also
it's
like it's so good. Even though it is stupid. Like it's not a movie where it's like that stupid funny either. Yeah. Like I think it has a good plot.
I think like after reading this article, I just thought one day this summer we're doing a movie review on Shrek.
Of Shrek, yeah.
We have to see because I mean I don't remember the last time I've seen the whole movie sitting down of Shrek. And whenever you see clips, like who doesn't love Shrek? So
I think I want to see like the past 3 years would be my guess.
After
like
reading this
fairly
article,
recently,
I want to go in and see if I'm thinking the same way this guy is, and hopefully I'm not. Like I'm not going in there wanting to think what this guy's like, but I want to see if if I'm actually sitting there and I'm like, this isn't as funny as I remember. which there's a chance, but
I'm sure it won't be like as funny as you remember it, but like,
of course, yeah,
it's still like, how could you not find Donkey funny?
Yeah, I know. This guy is just being a total boob.
He's just being a contrarian to be a contrarian.
Yeah, and he's basically saying like, oh, like all those stupid stuff that people talk about Shrek. It's like, yeah, they're supposed to be stupid. Yeah. Like, you think they're making like a Shrek video on YouTube and they're like, this is gold. Like, this is what we need to be producing. No, they're making it because it's stupid. That's also, the whole point.
That's not who they're appealing to.
I know. They're appealing to other people that like Shrek.
The audience that is supposed to appreciate Shrek, clearly.
This guy, I mean, I feel like this is like a 20-year-old man. Not a 20-year-old man, like a 40-year-old man that's like reading this and he's like, like, Shrek is not funny whatsoever. Shut up.
That he probably just like watched it by himself and was like,
yeah, probably.
Oh, let's see how funny this movie is. Like, as a 40-year-old man.
But you have a point. Who told him to write this article?
It pisses me off that that's his job, is to write articles like this.
Oh, came out today.
But like, on the other hand, he's getting attention for it because it's so ridiculous.
Oh, well, this is so Shrek at 20. In April, he did The Howling at I'll share my screen again. He did The Howling at 40, which is apparently some horror movie. So apparently this is his thing. It's just looking at old movies. The Thief at 40, Metronome at he's just looking at old movies.
That's his job.
Silence of the Lambs at 30. This one isn't. Oh, but it's another movie one. So this guy just like looks at movies and calls them bad. It looks like.
I don't like this guy at all.
No, I don't like this guy whatsoever. But
I think he's a loser.
Airplane at 40, the best spoof comedy ever made. He actually liked Airplane. I wouldn't call it the best spoof movie I've ever made, though. Blues Brothers, that is a great movie. I don't know. This guy needs to be on some sort of watch list.
We should have him on here to debate.
Yeah. I think he should come on.
Scott Tobias.
Yeah, Scott Tobias. If you're listening, we want to just pick your brain. We want to see why you gave Shrek such a bad rap. And I'm looking at the rest of these movies. Why is Shrek on there?
No, I know. That's the other thing. It's like a bunch of classics. And then Shrek, which like obviously
Shrek is a classic, but it's not a classic
different
for this
genre.
guy. Yeah, it's not a classic for this guy.
Yeah. Anytime you're writing about both Silence of the Lambs and Shrek, like, that's a problem. You need to be specialized in what your reviews are.
You have to understand. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's really dumb. Especially if you're going to criticize them the same way. Like, how are you going to look at those movies and think about them in the same way?
He's holding Shrek to the same standards that he holds Silence of the Lambs to. Which I don't think is entirely fair. I don't think Michael Myers is like doing this movie where he's like, all right, we got to live up to the classics of the 90s.
Yes.
With this animation movie about an ogre who,
and he's also like, it also looks terrible. It's like, dude, it was made 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And it looks fine.
It does look fine.
Also, I'm going to ruin it for someone, but Happy Feet looks terrible. That movie looks terrible.
Yeah, it does not look good. Just the way that the penguins,
everything
the way
about
they move
it,
around,
everything about it
is tough.
Awful. But like, I want to see like, what does this guy think about like Surf's Up, or like another great movie? Like, I don't know. What does this guy think about other classics?
I know he was very pissed that they made multiple sequels to Shrek. He was not having that.
All right, they could have stopped after Shrek 2. To be fair. Shrek 2 was all right, but the other ones they could have just stopped.
I enjoy all the Shreks. I mean, I couldn't tell you what happened in like Shrek 3.
Yeah, doesn't he have kids in Shrek 3? I have no idea. I think he has kids.
I don't remember Shrek 3 at all.
I remember the Christmas special.
I do too. I remember the Christmas special. But that's the thing. If people didn't like it that much, they wouldn't make that many sequels. I've literally never heard someone say that they don't like Shrek.
Unless they're like a 60-year-old woman or like a 60-year-old man, like an old man. He's like, I don't want to watch Shrek. It's like, yeah, of course you don't want to watch Shrek. This guy's a boob.
He's a boob. We're giving him too
But-
much time too, I think.
Yeah, this guy does not deserve. But if he ever wants to come on, we do want to pick his brain.
I would love to have him on. I'm just curious.
Scott, yeah, I just want to know why.
Honestly, I wouldn't even debate. I would just I'm just so
I just listen
curious to hear
for
what
a
he has
little
to
bit.
say. Why does he have so much hatred for Shrek?
I'd listen and then I'd boot him off. And then we talk about him when he left.
Yeah. Right. So we wouldn't have to actually confront him.
No, well, I mean, we could confront him before he starts talking, and then
yeah.
I just don't want to give him a chance to defend himself. He doesn't need the chance to defend himself. You don't like Shrek. You don't need to defend yourself.
You know what he should have to do? Do you remember the thing we did in high school where we had to give a minute speech about some random topic?
Yes.
And the one was life lessons that you've learned from Shrek.
Yeah, he should have to do that.
I would love to put him under the spotlight to do that. Because I feel like he would just he's just
doesn't he know
waiting
that
for.
ogres have layers? They're just
Yeah.
Come on now. Does he not understand the lessons there is to Shrek?
There's such a great friendship too between him and Donkey. They start out he hates him, and then Donkey's so persistent, and then finally he's like, you know what, Donkey's a good guy.
And there's a lot of lessons in Shrek.
Yeah, it's about who you are on the inside, not the outside. That's probably the number one thing, because he's
it's not about
ogre.
Oh man, and short people can't have anything. I mean, that's one of the best lessons in Shrek.
If you're short, you might as well just buzz off. And
yeah, if you're short, get out of here. But I mean, that's
don't bother an
got.
ogre.
Yeah, never bother.
Be another one.
All right, well, let's move on. Just because we're giving this Scott Tobias too much time, but
Tobias,
let's move on.
Too. It's just such a name where that's a guy that would hate Shrek.
Yeah, and now
not to pick on anyone named Tobias, but
we need to we gotta save our Shrek material for when we do that.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a Shrek pod.
We gotta really break it down
because of Scotty Boy. But next up, our top 5 for the week is top 5 sides, and specifically, not sides you make at home, but sides you get at either at a restaurant or a fast food place, stuff like that. So
this is gonna make me hungry. I can already tell.
Yeah, I know.
Which happens every time we do a food related one. I always just have to eat right after the pod.
You're up first. I took the first animal last time. So.
All right. Well, first one is easy. French fries.
It's a classic.
It can't be there's really not that much to say about it. It can't be beaten. When you have French fries, when you have good French fries, they're the best. They're the best side in the world. There's nothing else that you would rather have as a French fries. And I don't know, it's just a class. It's a staple. Even French fries that aren't that good, are still amazing.
You're still gonna eat them.
Yeah, right.
You're still gonna munch on them. And the best is when one person at the table gets French fries, especially when they don't want to share. Everyone at the table is like,
yeah, right. Oh, can I just get a fry?
Yeah, let me just get one fry. Or they're in the backseat of your car. You just got McDonald's, and you're like, you got any fries back there?
Can I snag one?
Can I just get one fry?
The worst is when you're the one with the fries. And
when you're the one with the fries. Yeah.
Someone says, can I have a fry? And you're just like, all right, I can have a fry. And then they take the fry, and then they dip in your ketchup. And it's just you know what? That was another thing that you had to
That's a line. That is a line.
That was another, if you said, can I get a little bit of ketchup? That's one thing. I'd be like, ugh. Fine. But when you just go for it, that does not sit well with me. No.
And knowing the people that we know, if Kevin's out there and takes a fry, he's dipping the whole thing in ketchup.
Right, yeah. No, it's not even for him, it's different. It's not, it doesn't have to be a 2-part question, because I just assume. Because he assumes it too, when if I say yes, it means he can also use the ketchup.
You can take half the ketchup.
So it's just yeah, I know what I'm getting myself into. But if it's someone who I haven't eaten a lot with before, and I don't know how they eat French fries, and you just go for it, that pisses me off.
The best part about fries is that there's so many different types of fries. You can either get the potatoey fries or the crispy fries,
waffle fries,
curly
fries,
even sweet potato fries if you want to.
Pickle fries. I guess that's probably a whole different category, but
yeah, but
crinkle fries.
Yeah, what's your favorite type of fry?
Whatever they have at Five Guys.
Really?
Yes.
I always thought they were a little overrated.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Because I like mine a little more
Siri
crispy.
just Siri thought I was talking to her. She said I'm always serious. But
No,
like they are the best.
I always like the crispier fries.
What's yours then?
What's my favorite fry? It's like, I don't know, McDonald's style of
Oh,
fries. Where they're crispy, they're small, they're like,
I've never been a huge fan of McDonald's fries. Like I like McDonald's fries, but they're
they
not.
have to be
They're
done.
not
And
even
it's, I'm not
close to
saying,
what Five Guys
well,
is.
I'm not saying McDonald's fries specifically, but the McDonald's type of crisp and crunch, that's what I'm looking for in a fry.
I mean, it's not even.
They're
not
two
even
different
close.
fries. I mean, they're two different
Right,
fries.
but one's better than the other one.
Well, in your opinion.
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. I think they're just a little too potatoey.
All right. Well, I strongly disagree.
And so does my dog,
Yeah,
apparently.
that's right.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Before we get into a heated argument, I didn't even have my list up.
Yeah,
so.
this isn't top 5 fries. It's.
Yeah, you're right. So my number 2 is mac and cheese.
I had that on my list as well.
It's a completely different type of side than French fries, but I mean, you can't go wrong with mac and cheese.
No, yeah. I mean, there are places that the problem with me is I have such high standards for mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So like, especially if I'm going out, I'm like, I trust that this place is gonna have really banging mac and cheese. And then when I don't,
it has to be
like
good.
when it's like mediocre, I'm like, come on now. But the same way where like mediocre mac and cheese is still mac and cheese.
It's still good. But again, there's also multiple types of mac. Like there's like the home cooked mac and cheese, and then there's like the Bob Evans mac and cheese. And I could go with either of them.
The home baked, like the breaded mac and cheese.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
That's banging. That is banging. And that's really hard to do for restaurants and stuff. So I'd understand, but mac and cheese, if it's there as a side, I'm getting it.
Yeah. You know who has great mac and cheese? Panera.
Yes, Panera has great.
It's like the white creamy mac and cheese.
I used to get the mac and cheese in the bread bowl and just carve up. And that'd just be afterwards, just like.
Yeah. I've gone to Panera and just gotten like mac and cheese before. It's expensive though.
Panera is expensive. The whole thing.
Yeah.
You're up.
All right. Another potato for me. Twice baked potato. So good when you've got like a regular baked potato and you carve out the inside and put like mashed potatoes on the inside with like bacon and cheese on top. Look up a picture. It's they're incredible.
I am gonna look up a picture. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it real quick just for the people at home so they know. And utilize the functions we have here.
Yeah, right. Might as well.
And if you're listening to this on the pod version, you're missing out on some. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. That is some good stuff right there.
Not enough restaurants do these.
No, I was about to say, not a lot of places do these, but if they do them right.
My grandma makes great twice baked potatoes, which I guess is not a restaurant appetizer then, but I know that restaurants do them, so they can stay on my list.
Yeah, I think they're fair game. They can stay.
Yeah, but fantastic.
Yeah,
especially with sour cream.
Yeah. All right, my next one is a biscuit. If you're getting,
I have biscuit on my list as well.
If you're getting chicken, you gotta get a biscuit.
Yep.
Like those biscuits, are gonna be good.
Biscuits also like kind of got ruined for me when I went to like North Carolina and I had a real biscuit, and now every other I used to think Popeyes had the best biscuits on the planet, and then I had one at some restaurant in Carolina, and I was just like, yeah, it's just different.
In my dining hall, we have this place called Southern Kitchen, and they have the biscuits. And if they come out, if you get there when they open, they come straight out of the oven.
Oh yeah.
And they're just you can see the honey glaze on top. It is the best biscuit you could ever imagine. It is so good if they're done right. But that being said, I still even if biscuits aren't done to perfection, I still like biscuits.
Oh yeah. Biscuits, obviously this isn't a side, but best bread, I think, for an egg sandwich.
Oh, yes. Any breakfast sandwich.
Mhm.
Gotta get a biscuit.
Yep.
I do
Alright.
like it. Sorry, we'll talk about that later. I was gonna say I do like egg
Okay.
McMuffins, like the McMuffin, not the
That's a whole nother conversation.
or the McGriddles. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The McGriddles. But
Yeah.
that's a whole nother conversation.
Yep.
Save for later.
All right, my number 3, Hush Puppies. I love Hush Puppies.
I do love Hush Puppies.
So much.
Hush Puppies are good. The Hush Puppies are a little more rare, I think. You don't see Hush Puppies a lot.
Yeah, you don't. That's every time I see them, I get them though.
Yeah.
That's a cookout. They have them a cookout.
Yeah, they do have them a cookout.
Just like a real side that they have.
Yes, the cookout sides, that could be a whole list itself. There's just so many of them.
Yeah. But there's this, when we go to the Outer Banks, there's this place that always has Hush Puppies, and I'm just like, it's such a good feeling because you're right, like you don't get them that often.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're there, it's just like fried dough.
Yep, they're a good surprise.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my next one is homemade chips.
Interesting.
Like if they, you know, of course they make the chips, and it's like if you get like fish and chips and they're homemade chips, you're just like, oh, those are gonna be banging.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of those. I mean, they're good. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're just better than normal chips. So if they're better than normal chips and chips are good, that'd be a pretty good side.
Yeah, but for top 5, I just would not have them at number 3. That's all.
I guess no. I'm on.
Or if you're, yeah.
No, I am on 3. Oh well.
I mean, I'm not telling you how to do your list.
No, yeah. No, I like my chips. I'll stand by the.
Stand your ground. Yeah.
I will stand my ground by the chips. I enjoy the homemade chips, especially if done right. Get some salt on there, some little some spices. It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right, my number 4, kind of a different food group than I've been going to, but asparagus. I think asparagus done right is the best vegetable side by far. Like when you have it buttered right.
I don't mind asparagus, but
I think asparagus is amazing.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever. Maybe I haven't had a good asparagus like you're describing.
I mean, do you ever get it when you're at a restaurant?
I mean, sometimes.
Okay. So yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm sure that you have.
I don't know about that one.
It does make your pee smell weird, though.
I haven't.
I think is a thing.
It could. I don't know. Asparagus is weird. I like asparagus, but like I don't know. I'd rather have like green beans or corn or something.
No, I would much rather take asparagus.
Dude, corn is such a better side, though.
The way that they make up, like, they basically make it to be unhealthy.
Yeah,
just buttering it up and putting like seasoning on it, and it's so good. It's got a perfect texture to it.
All right, I won't agree, but I'll respect it. I'll put some.
Okay.
My next up is onion rings. Love onion rings.
Is that a side? I would think of onion rings.
Meal?
No, like as an appetizer.
It could be a side.
Yeah, like I guess, yeah. I just didn't think of it, but yeah, I mean, onion rings.
Yeah, onion rings are good. Yeah, love onion rings, especially if they have their own like signature sauce that comes with the onion rings.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be good.
You know that if a restaurant has their own sauce, or for like a blooming onion or something,
blooming onion, I would count as an appetizer.
That's a group thing.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like the sauce, if they have a sauce for their onions,
yeah,
you know it's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good, and even like the super crispy onion rings, just like can't go wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, my final one, which I thought you would take, and I had it lower because I kind of already have it.
Okay.
Well, it's mashed potatoes.
All right. I had mashed potatoes on my list. That was going to be my next one.
In the twice baked potato. So it's kind of a repeat, but also just like regular mashed potatoes.
It's different. It's different. Mm-hmm. Mashed potatoes is good. If you have mashed potatoes and then a second side of like vegetables, mix it in.
Asparagus.
I was thinking more like green beans, corn, stuff like that. Yeah. But no, yeah, they help out they help out the rest of the plate. Mashed potatoes is they're malleable. They work with the rest of the plate, which is nice. Especially you get some gravy. Put they cup the gravy on the top and they make a little bowl.
Yep.
So good. You can't go wrong.
I mean, I think my favorite meal, which we've done already, but if I have like steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus.
There you go.
I mean, I think, man, dog did not like that one.
Jeez, they hated that meal.
I think it was because I had French fries as my number one, so it's kind of weird to leave them off as my favorite meal. But
that, yeah.
If I'm feeling like a little classier, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mashed potatoes over French fries.
All right, my last one. This is hard because I'm kind of just picking through my honorable mentions right now, but I'm gonna go with cornbread.
Oh yeah,
can't go wrong with cornbread. And then you can either have the soft cornbread or the crumbly cornbread. Either one works.
I go crumbly. I'd say.
I'd lean more towards crumbly, but I'm down with either one. And they just now your dog's going off. I guess your dog doesn't like cornbread.
No,
but
it's a disaster.
I know. I mean, first time we're both at home. Of course, the dog's going off. We swapped the Wi-Fi problems for the dogs.
Right. Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, cornbread goes with anything. I think.
No, that's true.
It just makes the meal. All right.
I feel like I don't have cornbread enough, to be honest.
That's like just like with the hush puppies. Bring out cornbread. You're like, ooh, we're having cornbread. Like,
yeah, right.
What's the rest of the meal gonna be?
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It's cornbread. All right.
You want me to
mentions? Yeah.
All right, I got a bunch. So
okay,
my best one is macaroni salad, and the only reason I didn't have it in my top 5 is because the only time I have it is at home. But I've never they probably have it at restaurants, but I've never had it at one.
I've just never had macaroni salad.
It's perfect for like a cookout.
I mean,
like
I don't
burgers, dogs, watermelon, corn, macaroni salad.
It never looked appealing to me.
Try it. Give it a try.
I'll have to give it a try. Over the snow. I mean, the second 4th of July rolls up, there will be macaroni salad in my presence, so I will try it.
All right. One that I just wrote down because of you is corn on the cob.
Yep.
Cooked broccoli is another. I'd say it's my second.
I like broccoli.
And then
broccoli gets a bad rap.
I know. I feel like not that many people actually don't like broccoli.
No, it's
just like the stereotypical broccoli.
It needs to be replaced with Brussels sprouts because Brussels sprouts are actually gross. Like let's keep the slander.
I've never had
to
a Brussels sprout, so I can't.
They're not good.
I'm just assuming that they're bad.
Yeah, but let's keep the bad rap to the Brussels sprouts, and let's save the broccoli's name. Let's stop slandering the broccoli.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then the last one I had is just a nice side Caesar salad.
I do like a side Caesar salad. That's a good one. I have fruit salad. It's an interesting one. Yeah, fruit salad's good.
Solid.
And then one that for some reason I guess either of us just thought of, but chips and queso.
I don't think that's a side.
And you don't think it's a side?
No, that's an appetizer. I guess like if you're going to.
What about chips and salsa? Is that a side?
I don't know. Well, as an honorable mention, yeah, we'll take it, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
It
wasn't in the top 10 anyways. I mean, the top 5
I think.
Yeah, that is more of a snack because like you can fill yourself up on chips and queso. But the reason why I was thinking is if you've gone to Moe's, you go to Moe's, you get that chips and queso. Ooh, but that could also like I have you get the stack with it. That's what I get, and then you get the chips and queso. But the chips and queso could also be a meal. Like you could fill yourself up.
Yeah. Well, I would put it if we did appetizers. It would be on my list for appetizers.
Got it.
That's why I was trying to make a distinction between those two.
Got it. That makes sense. I feel like sides and appetizers they can
There's definitely overlap. Because appetizers you can have as sides sometimes, or vice versa.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that does it.
Oh, okay. That was it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. I'm sure we missed some, so if anyone has any more,
yeah,
please let us know in the comments.
Please let us know. And there's definitely some that we did miss, but it's just what I thought of.
It was a solid list.
It was a solid list, I think, for both of us.
I think we hit most of the big boys.
Yeah. I think we did too. All right. Well, I think that does it. We have something. We're gonna try to do something a little weird Friday. We're gonna try to because we're gonna be at the Red Sox Phillies game, so that'll be exciting. And we'll try to do something. Try to do something fun. Try to do something exciting. So stay tuned for that. And then if we don't do anything live specifically on YouTube on Friday, we'll see you guys all on Tuesday. But stay tuned for Friday stuff. And thank you guys all for coming live again. And we're gonna try to make this a normal thing, just normal live. Just expect it. We'll drop the time a day before. Give you 24 hours. Figure it out. All right. Well, everyone. Oh, we got a comment. Side salad. We had a side salad. Come on, Jack. Coming in late. Side salad. Come on now. All right. We'll see everyone. Thanks for joining.
Go Zards.
Yep. Oh, God.
I gotcha.
Oh, my God. You got me. But they're going to win, so.